Thank you for joining me again from Jimmy's Alpine Clock Shop. Today, I want to show you a wonderful clock from the Ingraham Company. Ingraham was based in Bristol, Connecticut, founded in 1860. This clock is dated between 1905 and 1915. It has a hand-painted front and sides. It is hand-carved with a Asian for the Chinese market motif. It has metal cloth feet, and it has a Gong Strike. This clock needs to be wound once a week, therefore it is called an 8-day clock. It has a final adjustment lever, and you service it, recommended every 3 years. Now let me show you the final adjustment. So for instance, this side right here, you need to wind up to run the time. This side, you need to wind up to run the strike, which is at the top of the hour. Now, the gentleman we procured this from was a collector, and he had many clocks. However, not all of them were running. So in this instance, we got a non-running clock. So if you do happen to purchase this from Jimmy's Alpine Clock Shop, please give us approximately 2 weeks to service the clock. We'll get it tuned up for you and ready to go home. Now, this key is also the key that was sent with the clock. Now, this is the incorrect key, and I'll show you why. So, for instance, you have the 2 keyholes to run the time and the strike, and then the 3rd keyhole, which is for final adjustment, which means you need a key with a double end. So this isn't the key for this clock. I'm just showing you this as an example of a double-ended key. So the larger side would be to wind and wind, and the smaller side is to final adjust. Now I'm not sure if you can see up here, but there's an S on the left side like Sam, an F on the right side like Frank, and what you would do is if this clock were running fast or slow, you would insert this into the clock. So for instance, if it's running 1 minute slow, then what you want to do is you insert it into the keyhole and you just give it 1 natural turn. For most clocks, 1 natural turn equals to about 50 seconds. That's 50 to 1 minute. What you'll have to do is correct the time, start the pendulum up to get it running again, check the clock in 24 hours. It does take a full cycle to correct the clock. If you see the next day that it still needs to be adjusted, either slow it down or speed it up again, whichever direction is necessary. Within 2 or 3 days, you should have perfect time. Now I'm going to show you the back. So here's the back of the clock. I took off the back for convenience to show it to you. It is just a wood, flat, simple back. Now this is what I was speaking of when I said this has a Gong Strike. So whenever you see the spiral metal piece on top of a mount, and you'll see a hammer that's coming out from the mechanism. This is called a gong, that's called a hammer, mechanism, springs, so on and so forth. Now you can probably see this is quite worn out. The springs are all expanded. That's why we know this clock is in need of repair before we send it home to its new owner. But when this clock is tuned up, running well, you wind it once a week, service it every 3 years, and taking care of it with that ease, the clock will last you a lifetime. So I just want to say thank you again from Jimmy's Alpine Clock Shop. We appreciate all of your likes and your subscribing. We appreciate your comments. I'd love to hear from you. And make sure you share it with your friends who love clocks, love Asian art, love woodwork, love anything that has to do with timepieces, and we appreciate the community coming together for us, and we will see you again soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.